Isn't it funny how life keeps surprising us? You might have thought a certain chapter was closed, maybe after loss or just after raising a family. And then, out of the blue, someone wonderful comes along. Someone who makes your heart feel a little lighter. Someone who makes you laugh like you haven't in years. It's a beautiful, sometimes unexpected gift, isn't it? But finding love again later in life, especially if you're thinking about taking that step towards marriage, well, it's not quite the same as when you were in your 20s. There's a whole lifetime of experiences, responsibilities, and perhaps a few more opinions to consider. It's a joyful prospect, yes, but it can also bring up anxieties you might not have anticipated. The truth is, while love is ageless, building a life together after 60 involves a different set of considerations than building one from scratch. It's not about dampening the romance. It's about building a foundation that honors the lives you've already lived and sets you up for a happy future together. In this video, we're going to talk through 5 really important things to think about before you say, "I do" again. These aren't roadblocks. They're guideposts to help make your journey smoother and happier. So stick around, because watching to the end might just give you a surprising new perspective on finding happiness in this new chapter. Let's dive right in, shall we? One of the very first things that pops up when 2 lives are considering becoming one, especially later in life, is the question of finances. Now, I know talking about money isn't always the most romantic subject, but it's absolutely crucial. When you're younger, you might be building assets together, saving for retirement, and planning for future expenses as a unit from the start. But after 60, chances are you both have established financial lives, maybe pensions, investments, property, and perhaps even some debts or financial obligations to adult children or grandchildren. Combining those can be complicated. It's not just about pooling resources. It's about understanding each other's financial habits, goals, and potential liabilities. Are you both spenders or savers? Do you have differing ideas about how money should be used? One person might be very cautious with their savings, planning for potential long-term care needs down the road, while the other might feel it's time to enjoy life and travel. These different perspectives aren't necessarily wrong, but they need to be discussed openly and honestly before you merge your lives legally. Have you talked about how you'll handle daily expenses? Will you have joint accounts, separate accounts, or a combination? What about larger assets, like houses? If one of you owns a home, will the other move in? Will the house be sold, or will the partner buy into it? These decisions have significant legal and financial implications. And what about wills and estate planning? This is particularly sensitive when both partners have children from previous relationships. You'll want to ensure that your new spouse is provided for, but also that your children inherit what you intend for them. Without clear, updated wills and potentially prenuptial or postnuptial agreements, things can get incredibly messy and cause pain and conflict for your loved ones down the line, which is the last thing anyone wants. It might feel unromantic to discuss things like prenups, but think of it as a kindness to everyone involved, a way of clearly stating intentions and protecting both your assets and the financial future of your children and grandchildren. It's about transparency and mutual respect, ensuring that both of you feel secure and understood regarding the financial landscape of your shared future. Talking about money might feel awkward initially, but it's a cornerstone of a strong partnership, ensuring you both feel like you're on the same page and heading in the same direction. Financially speaking, it allows you to build trust and avoid potential conflicts down the road. Following closely on the heels of finances, and often just as complex, is navigating family dynamics. Your children, and likely your grandchildren, have grown up seeing you as an individual, or perhaps as part of a previous partnership. Introducing a new person, and potentially marrying them, can be a significant adjustment for everyone involved. While many adult children are happy to see their parent happy and finding companionship, there can also be unspoken or even overt concerns. They might worry about your well-being, the motives of your new partner, or how the new marriage will affect their own inheritance or sense of family identity. Step-parent and step-grandparent relationships later in life can be wonderful, but they are different from those formed earlier. There isn't the same history or shared raising of children. It takes time, patience, and open communication from everyone involved. Have you talked to your children about your plans? How do they feel? Have they had a chance to get to know your partner? Are there any existing tensions or reservations you need to address? Ignoring potential family concerns won't make them disappear. It will likely just push them underground, where they can fester and cause problems later. This doesn't mean your children have a veto over your happiness. Absolutely not. But involving them in the conversation, listening to their feelings even if they are difficult to hear, and reassuring them about your love and intentions can go a long way towards building bridges. Similarly, your partner has their own family to consider. Blending two families, each with its own traditions, holidays, and expectations, requires flexibility and compromise from everyone. How will you handle holidays? Whose family will you spend time with? What are the expectations around being a grandparent figure to your partner's grandchildren? These are all things that are much easier to navigate with open communication and a willingness to find solutions that work for everyone, or at least acknowledge the complexities involved. It's about creating a new, blended family unit that feels inclusive and respectful of everyone's existing relationships and history. It's a process that takes time and effort, but it's essential for building a harmonious future together. Moving on from family. Another critical area to think about is health and future care when you're marrying later in life. You're likely more aware of health realities and the potential need for caregiving down the road. It's not the most pleasant topic to discuss, but it's incredibly important for both your well-being and the strength of your partnership. Have you had open conversations about your current health status? Are there any conditions that require ongoing management? What are your wishes regarding future healthcare decisions? Do you have advanced directives or powers of attorney in place? These are conversations you might have previously had with your children, but now your partner needs to be part of that discussion, and you need to understand their wishes as well. What happens if one of you requires significant care? Is there a plan in place for that? Can one partner realistically care for the other? Or will external help be needed? How will that be funded? These are big questions, and thinking about them now, while you're both healthy and able to make decisions clearly, is vital. It ensures that your wishes are known and respected, and it takes a tremendous burden off your partner and family during what could be a very stressful time. It's not about being morbid. It's about being practical and showing love and care for each other's future. Similarly, consider the potential impact of caregiving on the partner providing it. Caregiver burnout is a real issue, and having frank discussions about potential scenarios and support systems needed is crucial for maintaining the health and well-being of both individuals in the marriage. It's about acknowledging the realities of aging together and planning proactively to ensure you can support each other through whatever health challenges may arise. Maintaining dignity and quality of life for as long as possible. Thinking through these scenarios together strengthens your bond by building trust and a shared commitment to caring for each other, not just in the good times, but through potential difficulties as well. It's a true test of partnership, faced together, with honesty and foresight. Now, let's talk about your living situation. This ties into finances, family, and even health, but it deserves its own consideration. Where will you live if one of you owns a cherished home? Will the other move in? This isn't just about packing boxes. It's about blending two households, two sets of possessions, and two established ways of living. It's also about emotional attachment to a home. Perhaps it's where you raised your children, or where memories of a previous spouse are strongest. Giving that up, or asking someone else to adapt completely to your space, can be challenging. Alternatively, You might consider buying a new home together. This has financial implications, of course, but it also means starting fresh, creating a new space that is truly yours as a couple. There are also questions of location. Are you both happy living in the same town or city? Do you have ties to communities, friends, or activities that are important to you? Will one of you have to relocate far from children or grandchildren? This can be a significant sacrifice for one partner. Think about the practicalities, accessibility, proximity to healthcare, lifestyle. Does the chosen living situation support both your needs and desires as you age? Discussing this openly, and potentially exploring different options like selling both homes and buying something new. Or deciding to primarily live in one home while keeping the other as a second property or rental requires compromise and a deep understanding of each other's needs and priorities. It's about finding a physical space that feels like home for both of you. A place where you can build your shared future comfortably and happily. And finally, let's touch upon your expectations and communication styles. After living independently for a significant time, or perhaps being in a long-term previous marriage, you've developed your own routines, habits, and ways of doing things. Merging lives means adjusting to someone else's way of being, and they adjusting to yours. This requires patience, flexibility, and perhaps most importantly, excellent communication. What are your expectations of married life at this stage? Is it primarily about companionship, shared activities, and emotional support? Are you expecting a full merging of social lives and daily routines? Or do you value maintaining a degree of independence? These are conversations that need to happen continually, not just once. And how do you communicate when conflicts arise? Do you tend to withdraw, get defensive, or are you able to talk things through calmly? Understanding each other's communication styles and making a conscious effort to communicate kindly, respectfully, and honestly is the bedrock of any successful relationship, especially one being built on existing foundations. Don't assume your partner knows what you're thinking or feeling. Express your needs, listen to theirs, and be willing to compromise. It's about building a partnership where you both feel heard, valued, and understood, navigating the inevitable bumps in the road with grace and mutual support. This ongoing conversation about expectations and communication is perhaps the most vital element, influencing how you navigate all the other practical considerations we've discussed. So, we've talked through some important things to consider when thinking about remarrying after 60. Things like getting your finances sorted and understanding how to blend your resources and responsibilities. The complexities and joys of bringing two families together. Making sure you're both on the same page about health and planning for the future. Figuring out where your shared home will be. And perhaps most crucially, understanding each other's expectations and committing to open, honest communication. It sounds like a lot. I know. And maybe it feels a little overwhelming, but none of these things are insurmountable. They are simply aspects of life that become more prominent when you're building a partnership on top of existing lives. Finding love and companionship later in life is a beautiful, precious gift. It's a testament to your resilience, your capacity for connection, and your willingness to embrace new adventures. Don't let the practical considerations overshadow the joy and potential for happiness that remarrying can bring. Thinking about these things beforehand isn't about creating obstacles. It's about creating a solid, stable foundation for your new life together. It's about being prepared, being open, and being deeply considerate of each other and your loved ones. It shows respect for the journey you've both been on, and optimism for the journey ahead. Remember, every relationship has its unique challenges and rewards. What matters most is the love, respect, and commitment you share. Small changes in how you approach these important conversations can make a huge difference in the strength and happiness of your marriage. It's about being partners in the truest sense of the word, tackling life's practicalities hand in hand. Just as you support each other emotionally, Taking the time to really think through these 5 areas – finances, family, health, home, and communication – isn't about dampening the romance. It's about building a relationship that is not only filled with love, but also built on a foundation of trust, understanding, and practical preparedness for whatever the future holds. It's about setting yourselves up for success and ensuring that your love story continues to unfold beautifully, with fewer unexpected bumps in the road. If you're thinking about remarrying, or if you've recently tied the knot again, I'd love to hear from you. What were your biggest considerations? What advice would you give to others? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful to someone else navigating this same path. If you found this video helpful, or if it sparked some important thoughts for you, please give it a like. And if you want more videos about navigating life's beautiful chapters as you age, subscribe to the channel. We're building a community here, supporting each other and living our best lives at every age. Thanks for watching.